Welcome to a Wicked Turtle Network exclusive.
What is up, Wicked Turtle Nation? We just wanted to let you guys know that Wicked Turtle Network has decided to join the RAZE Rebellion as brand ambassadors for RAZE Energy Drink. RAZE Energy gives you fresh, and that stands for focus, recovery, energy, stamina, and hydration. With zero sugar, absolutely no crash, electrolytes, and BCAA aminos. I encourage everyone listening or watching right now to raise up and join the RAZE Rebellion yourself by going to your local GNC, vitamin shop, or even online at repsports.com and order yourself some RAZE energy drinks or other athletic supplements in bulk. And when checking out, use the order code WICKEDTURTLE for a 15% discount. The website and order code will be in the description of this cast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Duke's Dive. You got three of us to deal with this week. Of course, I am the Duke of Disputation, and I'll let these guys introduce themselves. Here.
I am Coach Sean Calvin, Coach RAFF. Great to be here. I'm super excited to talk about WrestleMania.
Me too.
You all want my jerk dog off screen here? Go lay down.
We're no strangers to dogs on the dive.
Yep, and we're no strangers to the Penguin, who's actually the guy in the chair for the show, but today we're going to be talking about WrestleMania, and we need the Penguin on the show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, on the docket this week, we got some, we're going to talk about our favorite WrestleMania moments, and we got some WrestleMania 38 predictions, but, Paul's real good at telling us about RAZE, so I'm just going to let him do what he does best. So
I'm not that good at talking about RAZE.
You're better than I am, anyway.
You're pretty good.
I'm a force salesman.
Don't put yourself down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You do the intro really well,
All right, I got you. Wicked Turtle has joined the hashtag RAZE Rebellion with RAZE Energy Drinks. RAZE Energy Drinks gives you fresh, which stands for focus, recovery, energy, stamina, and hydration, with giving you no crash. RAZE has zero sugar with electrolytes and BCAA aminos, so hashtag RAZE up. Go to your local GNC and or vitamin shop and pick up a can today. Or if you want to buy all that energy drink in bulk, go to repsports.com. Order in bulk and type in order code WICKEDTURTLE for 15% off your order. The code will be in the description at the end of this cast.
Then, see, I forget half of that, and then I get through halfway.
I'm a marketer. What can I say?
See, they should really send you some free stuff, man.
They really should. Well, they should send us both because we spend a lot of money on that website.
Yeah. I got a secret flavor thing tonight.
Well, I don't have any tonight. I'm actually. I thought since we're going to be talking about Stone Cold eventually in this with the WrestleMania thing, I thought I'd do some brewskis, but I don't brewski. I apple cider it, so I got some
brother.
Apple cider tonight. So.
There you go.
It's in my RAZE koozie though.
Oh, nice.
And I got two of them just for the rattlesnake, so I can,
Oh, sweet.
I just have a can of
No, kidding.
No, just caffeine-free, diet, famous brand soda. They're not getting a free plug.
Oh, sweet.
You're lucky because I've been really dogging that Coca-Cola Starlight. So I'm really dogging that a lot.
I like that. I was drinking that 2 shows ago. I had a little can. Yeah. So, but then, again, I'm not mentioning. Nobody's getting a plug. So it's somebody's Starlight. They want a plug.
Yeah.
It's that red can with lots of sugar in it.
It's not Stardust, right? Not Stardust.
No. Maybe.
Well, I had the Coke Zero version, so I didn't have the sugar. I just had the aspartame, which is not great either. So.
Yeah. My guess is better than soda, regular soda. So.
Yeah, I don't drink a ton of. I'm not a huge soda or energy drink drinker, but I do enjoy them occasionally. So I like to have them in the house and stuff. Same with alcohol. I'm not like a huge like booze drinker, but I like to have a beer every once in a while. So I like to have a good beer or two on hand.
Paul's been looking for them hard Mountain Dews.
I have like 6 people on the thing for it. If I have to, I might drive like 3 states down and go find them.
Oh my
Is
God.
it really that hard to find for you?
They're hard. You can't.
I know. I haven't
anywhere.
even looked at the distilleries or anything around here. If I find any, I'll let you know.
I don't think they're past like Tennessee yet. So.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, really? They're not even in Pennsylvania? Oh.
No.
I didn't realize that.
Pepsi's like really slow with rollouts on stuff too. Like they the Pepsi Nitro, which recently came out, they started like testing that stuff in like 2018 in markets. So like they're like incredibly slow when it comes to getting stuff up.
But I just tried that. It was the draft cola.
Yeah, that's what that's the Nitro. I have it. It's not bad. It tastes like, it's like creamy Pepsi, basically. It's what it is.
Yeah,
like.
It tasted like the old formula Pepsi, but flat.
Yeah. I mean, you have to like basically
sugar.
Like as soon as you like open the can, you have to like tip it upside down and like that, and then you have to drink it immediately. Otherwise, it doesn't have the same taste that it's supposed to.
I made a milkshake out of it.
Oh, like that's the best way, you know?
It was really good. But anyways, yeah, I digress here. Let's talk about our WrestleMania moments. I have several matches written down here. I don't know what you guys wanted to talk about anything like specifically like matches or like shows in general, or just I'm open to any kind of WrestleMania discussion. But like I said, I have several matches written down here to talk about.
We'll talk about matches and we'll just kind of roll. I mean, I'm sure we'll pop in as if you want to get the ball started, go ahead and read what you got.
Go ahead.
I'm going to say there's a lot of WrestleMania 27 for sure. A lot of WrestleMania 24. So let's just jump right into it. The first one here, I don't know which exact WrestleMania this was, but it was Rock versus Cena, the first encounter.
28 maybe.
I'm thinking it was.
Yeah, 29 was the second. Yeah, so it had to be 28 because 29. 29 was the one that was in New York, and that had the second encounter. So I would say.
Was it really 10 WrestleManias ago?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus, man, that kind of just aged me real quick. There's a couple on here that
We're only like 2 years away from the 10-year anniversary of WrestleMania 30. So, like, it's insane. That happened in 2014. So, that was the first network Mania, was 30. Click.
There we go. Sorry about that. My phone became unplugged. Sorry about that.
I like the Rock Cena match. I think that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's I'll dive more into it because that's one of my picks. So.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, I love how I left him sitting on that ramp, man. That's like an iconic moment.
Well, I also would like to pick up the next
John
one
Cena
too. The next was it the Rock versus Cena 2.
Yeah,
and that was more like the redemption match for Cena. I thought that was really cool.
That was the better of the two, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I like that one.
Yeah, I thought that was way better, to be honest.
You thought so? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just at that point in time, I hated Cena so bad, just like a punk mark, and I was just like I said when he left him on the ramp, like John Cena didn't get the W, there he is, he's on the ramp, and then like it wasn't the Raw after Mania that he made that promo about him sitting on the ramp like that, crying or something like that. And the promos leading into that, man, were just.
It was a whole year-long promo. It was fantastic. I just watched the documentary that on Peacock about it.
Was that
pretty cool.
on that Evil?
Yeah, no, well, the evil show was cool, but it was like it was in with that. It suggested it was like, hey, you would like the Rock versus Cena? And I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah. There
Okay.
was just like a solo doc about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was a good doc, and it really brought me back to that time. At that time when they were going at each other.
Yeah, man.
Fruity Pebbles pinch. Best lot ever.
It's funny, like of like my favorite Mania matches. I think the Rock is in like 2 of them because I really like.
I laid down 4, so I have 4 matches.
I think 2 to 3.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I mean with the Rock, to me, my favorite Rock match and my favorite WrestleMania match ever. I'm just gonna jump right into it. I'll go right to the number 1 is Hogan versus the Rock from
WrestleMania 18.
It's another 18, one.
That's literally my next. That's literally my next match. Oh my God! You want to talk about iconic? Like,
let me go down my list here, because there's a reason why I have the list that I have. When I was younger, my favorite WrestleMania was my favorite WrestleMania match or WrestleMania was WrestleMania 3, the best. Because I had it on VHS. And I used to rewatch it like constantly. We never really got like Saturday Night Live or any of those like WWE shows of where I was at, because I was out in like this rural area. My parents didn't really like get satellite or anything. They had like this old antenna that you had to like adjust and put aluminum foil on and all that good stuff. So
that's how we were. But yeah. we all gathered around and chipped in on a pay-per-view on a Sunday.
But the reason why I picked a lot of the matches you guys are picking right here is the older I got, the more sophisticated I got, and being in and going behind the scenes of wrestling, my mind goes back to like these different matches. So I'm gonna pick the most matches I thought was how the torches were passed for one wrestler putting another wrestler over. So my first was WrestleMania 3, Andre and Hogan. I think Andre really even though Hogan didn't really need to be over, he really worked that match hard, and I thought that was a really good match. And even the promos before that, leading up to that, was fantastic, I thought. And then of course Hogan and the Rock, like
Hogan and the Rock,
yeah, Hogan definitely passed that torch on to the Rock there.
I agree.
And,
Hollywood Hulk Hogan,
even though he didn't have to, it was the same situation that he was in. You know what I'm saying? Same situation. Yeah. And of course, the Rock Cena, that was another passing the torch. Of course, Cena Rock won. That was the one where, Cena had to put the Rock over, and then the Rock put Cena over basically in the second match.
And then people think I'm crazy, but I want to see Cena versus Rock 3 more than I want to see Cena versus Roman. Roman versus Cena.
I'm gonna be honest.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ!
Roman versus
the Rock. Roman versus the Rock. I kind of want to see.
I knew what you were saying. We saw Cena and Roman already.
I do want to see both. It's not a knock.
I kind of want to see Roman because family squirrels.
Yeah,
I think that would be a really good storyline.
But it's a rubber match left untold, man. Right?
Yeah, I think my last one is Undertaker Roman. I think that was really cool. Roman. Another passing the torch type thing. Plus, that right after that match, Undertaker laid his hat down. I remember just sitting there with the Kilowatt, and dude, the Kilowatt was like crying like a little baby there because like we all thought the Undertaker was done then. And to be honest, that would have been the most perfect send off than what he had when he retired. WrestleMania is his show. That's his show, and him just throw the boots down and put the hat in the middle of the ring. Oh no, the gloves, and throw the hat in the middle of the ring like that.
I wasn't even thinking about that one, but yeah. I just, off the top of my head was thinking, don't mention Undertaker versus Lesnar.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That's on my list.
Oh, is it?
It is.
I was going to put that on there just for the shock factor alone, but yeah, man. I never thought in a million years. I guess we should just jump right into it, huh?
Yeah.
I never expected Undertaker to lose. Never in a million years did I expect
that was a shock. That was just a shock thing. That was more of a shock thing, I thought. And because I said the same thing. I had the same face that they were showing around the crowd. I'm like, what? Really? I think I was going to have that till he retired. I thought that was going to be a thing.
I bet my buddy Butch, not Pete.
I was just saying, friends with Pete Dunne. Oh.
But I bet him I think I bet him $25. I was so confident, and that was one of those situations. He's like poking me. I was like Shut up! Don't talk to me. No, that didn't happen. It didn't happen. Nothing.
And to be honest, I can put that on my list as I think the Undertaker put Roman over that match too. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Brock. Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
they worked a good
pass the
match.
torch there to make
And
him
Brock
that
Lesnar,
beast.
Brock Lesnar, the Brock Lesnar match. Even though Brock Lesnar never needs any help trying to be over at all, whether he's a heel or face. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't need that help, but I'm pretty sure with the Undertaker facing a hit and him doing that, man, that really just boosted Brock Lesnar up more. You know.
I mean, I forget that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Coach.
Let's see. My moment with that match that I always remember is like, so we're watching that match, like me and Mrs. Coach, and I'm like at this point, like it wasn't a great match to start. It was kind of slow. Taker didn't look the best that he's looked, and
that was striking.
Yeah, he looked old and he looked tired. I kind of dialed out and I wasn't paying attention, and like, you know, I'm just like, come on, like, you know, fucking tombstone him so like we can get this over with and get on to like the next match. And I'm not paying attention, and then like Lesnar hits the F5 and then like 1, 2, 3, and it was like holy shit, like what just happened? Like blew my mind.
There's no way that just happened.
It took a couple of F5s to put him down, though. It really did.
Yeah. And I mean, the match itself, it starts out and it's rough, but as it picks up, it does get really good. And I mean, the fact is, like, WrestleMania is to, like, its existence is for these moments. And I mean, that's good or bad. It's a moment.
Wasn't that the first year of WWE Network, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was I mentioned that before. 30 was the first network Mania. So like we're 2 years away from that, like 10-year anniversary of that, which is insane. Yeah. Like, you know, I mean, overall 30 is one of my favorite Manias, and that match is on there.
I have some 30 on here.
You're talking about Roman versus Brock, and then Seth Rollins came out and cashed in.
Oh my god,
that's a good one too.
Speaking of WrestleMania 30, my next on my the next one on my list is Daniel Bryan versus Triple H.
Oh, that's a great one too.
Oh yeah, dude. And you want to talk about passing the torch moments too? I mean, and another shout out to Triple H. You know, who had to announce his retirement. I didn't even think about that, man.
Triple H. I mean, Triple H is on my list a few times. Triple H,
definitely, yes.
It's had some really great Mania matches. The two with the Undertaker in a row stick out to me as a big one.
Yep.
Include the Hell in the Cell one with Shawn as the ref was a really good one.
Yeah. I mean, because he went through all that, you know, he beat pretty much everyone in the clique.
Yeah.
You know, he got Rick, Shawn, Triple H.
Triple H had that. Well, it's funny. Him and Taker had those two good ones in a row. Then they had one when Taker was the Biker Taker. I vaguely remember that match because they had three Mania matches.
Taker. That's my favorite Taker.
Oh, Biker Taker?
I love Biker Taker.
Yeah, I don't think Biker Taker gets enough love, you know. I think
I don't think so.
I think
he's on 2K22, right?
Oh yeah, both are in there. The Biker Taker,
that's cool.
The original Biker Taker and the Boneyard version of them.
Oh sweet.
So, I
thought about pre-ordering that at one point, but I hope that's available at some point. The whole Undertaker pack.
If you get the season pass, they usually give you those pre-order or the pre-order.
I mean, my thing with that game is I really want that NWO one, but I just don't have.
That too.
Shell out that type of money.
I kind of just want to wait until. Pardon. Yeah, I kind of just want to wait until I get an Xbox X and just. But I think it upgrades for free if I'm not mistaken.
If you buy if you buy the season pass version, it upgrades for free. So
okay. I think there's a specific one, like one upgrades, one doesn't. If you buy it digital, I'm thinking about going digital. I digital with 2K20, which spoiler alert is not as bad of a game as people say. I'm gonna say that right now.
Once they patched it, it got better. 2K22.
I have a lot of fun with it. I have a lot of shit up on TikTok, just different dream matches and stuff like that. And
But,
it's amazing to go back through and look at people that just, I mean, I'm sure you can do it with 22 too, you know, just the people that are gone or passed away.
totally. It's nuts. And 28 is a great game. And,
I think so.
I'm trying to think what I was going to say. I don't know.
Terrible launch.
Oh, yeah.
But I digress, and we could talk about that for hours. And matter of fact, we will here.
We'll get to the video game in the summer. Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, the next up, continuing to talk about the Undertaker is the Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels from WrestleMania 25.
Shit. Was this their first or second one?
I'm thinking this was the second one. Because 25, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Is this the one? This is the one where Shawn did the entrance dressed as like the White Undertaker one?
Yeah.
Okay, because
that was also with CM Punk. I mean, with just the similarities you could have drawn there.
Of the two, the second one was. I mean, they were both phenomenal, but the second one is so good.
Yeah.
And it's. I mean, both those matches hold up incredibly well.
Where Undertaker did the suicide dive, I do believe.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that's the one I'm talking about, but I could be wrong. Oftentimes I am.
Snooka's kid was the cameraman. He didn't catch him, so.
Yeah.
The Shawn Michaels Taker matches are awesome. They're really great. Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle. From WrestleMania. That was a good one.
I do believe I have that on here. No, I don't. Oh, yeah, that one was good. I'm sorry about that. The next one I have here on, just to keep the Undertaker train rolling is Undertaker versus Edge at WrestleMania 24.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. And Undertaker versus Kane at WrestleMania 16. I have a lot of Taker. And to take a break from Taker, Razor Ramon versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 10.
And that was the
first encounter.
Yeah.
The first encounter of the Intercontinental. Which, of course, I do like the SummerSlam match better, of course. But
the SummerSlam match is better, I think. It's the one people remember more. But,
yeah.
I don't remember that WrestleMania one too much, but I haven't. I've seen it's so funny. Like I've seen all the Manias, but we're heading into what 37. So
38. Yeah, was it 38?
Oh, Jesus, 38. They all run together after a lot of things run together sometimes. Like, my personal I don't know. I guess we can just hop. Let's just get into just entire WrestleMania. Which one's your favorite one? My favorite. Yeah, I'd say for me, my favorite is 17. WrestleMania 17 is pretty much the I guess if you had to say the finale for the Attitude Era, WrestleMania 17 is kind of the
I agree with that, yeah.
The finale for the Attitude Era, at the end point before it jumped into the Ruthless Aggression Era and the Invasion Era and things like that. Because 17 was so phenomenal. It's still one that I can go back and watch. That one, it's kind of a tie between that and WrestleMania 3, because 3 was for the longest time my favorite. That was the first one I ever saw as a kid. My dad rented that from Blockbuster on VHS, and that's what made me get into wrestling. I'm good or say what you want about Hulk Hogan, good or bad or whatever, but as far as the character of Hulk Hogan goes, I'm a mark for Hogan. It's all because of WrestleMania 3. So
that was such a great. That's like your David versus Goliath type match, with the Hogan versus Andre. That was just, and that's the first time you ever seen anybody pick somebody up that big and slam them too. It was not just that. You had the Honky Tonk match, which was awesome. Randy Savage, that's my favorite, by the way. WrestleMania 3. Going back, because again, it hits all the nostalgia for me because I was a kid. watching it with my wrestling buddy. You
But
know,
it still holds up, though. That's the thing. Like, it's still, even watching it now, like, it holds up overall. Like, it's a solid show.
good commentating, good. Yeah, I mean, even the entrances were cool with their little mini rings that they brought them out in with. It's just everything about it was just like it was like I'm not saying it was like the first time you ever seen like a super show, but it's kind of gave you that super show feel with the crowd being so electric, you know.
Yeah.
And then that WrestleMania with Hogan versus The Rock, that was like noise deafening.
Oh my God.
I had to turn down the volume on my television. That's how loud that was. Like, it was insane. It was a moment that brought you back to almost like WrestleMania 3, where you're like, man, it's just so many people. They're just, you've seen the fandom just come out right there.
There was
a
ton of people, man.
So it was crazy. It was just one of those crazy matches, crazy shows. I don't know if I can't remember. I'm trying to remember back if the whole show was like complete, but that match alone just put that whole show over the top, you know. And it's going to be a while until we see something like that. I'm hoping maybe this year will be something like that, you know. But
to me, that Hogan and Rock match, I always use it as an example of like when people who don't watch wrestling ask for something to watch. I usually reference that match because you've got The Rock, who maybe everybody knows from movies.
Yeah.
You've got Hulk Hogan, who like the majority of people know just from the pop culture, you know, phenomenon that was WrestleMania. And I mean, and then you have the crowd who's like the biggest star in that match. And like, you really see, like, you watch that match, you see the crowd, you see the energy, you see Hogan and The Rock working their asses off in that match. Like,
absolutely.
Like, and, you know, like, Hogan will never win any awards for Wrestler of the Year, never won any awards, nor will he ever, you know, but like, he knew like how to work a crowd, and so did The Rock, and that's what makes that so magical. They worked that crowd.
I think they had to go off script there too, because I mean, they didn't know that Hogan was going to be so over then, you know, because he was out of wrestling for what, 7 years or something like that. So you got a new generation that's there, and everyone's screaming Hogan, 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 and Rocky sucks. Nobody knew that was going to happen. So they had to go off script right there. I'm pretty sure like Hogan had to like push himself back a little bit and say, like, listen, I'm here to put The Rock over. You know what I'm saying? Not me. But that also gave him a run too, which was cool. You know, the nostalgia of all us wrestling fans that watch wrestling. That really tickled our fancy, because then guess what? Right after that, he's in the red and the yellow and, you know, the boa, and he's winning the champ. He won a title. Like, they put him over.
He won the belt for about a month.
Yeah. So they won tag team titles too. Like, it was like I was saying, they gave him a run. Like, that match right there gave Hogan another run until, you know, okay, you can't do it no more. Can't go.
And
grandstanding and hot dog and.
I like that. That match allowed him to have that run, and it allowed him to, as far as like the story of like Hulk Hogan and the WWE goes, it allowed him to have like a better ending than the one he would have had that match never happened, which was just like the guy who left the company, and that was that. Like, so it kind of gave
no ending, because in WCW he basically got fired. From there. And like, you know, this was a way to basically put another nail in his coffin. It's a final nail, but it's a good nail, you know, to where he can return to the company where he was the biggest face in the world. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you mention professional wrestling, you can't mention without mentioning Hulk Hogan. You know what I'm saying? As much as of a crap human being that he is later in his life. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can't mention wrestling without mentioning him. He's there, you know? So it's like, that was a good way for him to finally put like the final nail in his coffin, to be like, hey, listen, this is how I'm going to go out, you know?
Three Ninjas. It was a good
If I'm going to go out, I'm going back. I'm going out red and yellow. That's how I
always say it. I love Hulk Hogan. I love Hollywood Hogan, but man, fuck Terry Bollea. Like, that's to sum it up, fuck Terry Bollea, you know?
Yeah.
That needs to be a shirt.
Fuck Terry Bollea. That's it. But so there we go. You know. So Duke, what's your favorite Mania?
Oh,
Like, overall.
with as many times as it's on here, I'm just gonna have to put on here WrestleMania 27.
Oh, all right, that's a good one.
I'm just gonna rattle the rest of these off here.
Yeah, go
There's
for it.
about 5 of them, but excuse me. After the WrestleMania 10 was Seth Rollins versus Randy Orton at 31. Love that freaking RKO.
Oh my God, that RKO from the where he just launches them up and from the curb stomp, right?
Dude.
Like launches them up. Oh,
Yeah, and
so
we've talked
good.
several times on here about.
Wasn't that where he jumped off the top rope and caught him with the RKO?
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought it was from the curb stomp.
Was it?
I
think there was a top rope thing.
I remember Seth Rollins was way in the air when he came down. It was like the first time we ever seen like an in-air RKO.
I swear, he was Orton was here and Seth was coming and was and then Orton just kind of pushed him up and then caught him with it. So
we'll have to review the tape.
We'll have to check the tape.
Was where Dean Ambrose threw I think who forget what threw that ladder. Oh my God, that match had a lot of gnarly, wicked spots.
Oh, the ladder match, yeah. Is that the one?
WrestleMania 31, yeah.
Is that the one where Dean Ambrose was he broke the ladder?
Yes.
Yeah.
Half? That was nuts. Cool.
Yeah, WrestleMania 31 was pretty good too. Man.
I muttered ECW while that happened, by the way. I was like, ECW.
31 was great, and 31 was one of those manias where, before it had happened, I thought it was going to be a dud because they did a terrible job of promoting it and kind of building it up. And I've noticed with Mania, whenever there's a Mania that they don't do the best job of promoting, it usually turns out to be a super solid Mania. Like last year's, they did awful job of promoting it, and it was a really solid 2 nights. So it seems
I did like that, yeah. And usually when I pick WrestleMania stages for wrestling games, I definitely pick WrestleMania 31, and I'm definitely hoping it will. I don't know if it is in there, but
don't pick 33 because all your wrestlers will run out of breath.
Oh my God!
It's like the longest ring ever, or longest ramp ever.
That was ridiculous.
Can you imagine running? Can you imagine if you're like the Ultimate Warrior running down that thing?
No way.
You'd have a heart attack before you get to the ring.
Well, that was
rest in peace.
That was a couple years ago in the Royal Rumble. They had to have Mark Henry and some of the bigger guys ride down on carts because the aisle was so big. So they would have got blown up. So it would cut. It was they would cut away. They'd walk out and then they'd cut away because they'd have them hop on a cart and they'd drive them down.
I wouldn't blame them at all.
Oh God, that's just too much walking, man. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, 31 was great. There was a lot of really good stuff on 31.
Now, next up is Kurt Angle versus Eddie Guerrero at WrestleMania 28. Was it? No, 20. I'm sorry.
20. No, yeah, it was not 20. Oh, that was a great one. That was Eddie doing the untie the boot gimmick, and Kurt Angle goes to put the ankle lock, and Eddie slides out. That was the Mania that ended with Eddie and nobody holding up the belts together in the ring there at the end. So Eddie Guerrero and no one else just standing in confetti there at the end of the show. So
that was the guy that is redacted.
Yeah, nobody else, just Eddie. After Shawn and Triple H. After Shawn and Triple H lost the belts, lost the match to no one. But 20 was a really good one. The problem with 20, obviously, besides the ending, is there were 2 stupid things on 20. There was Brock and Goldberg, which was just fucking abysmal, and then there was a
Star press,
no, that was Brock.
Controversy. Oh no, okay.
No, this was just Brock and Goldberg, and both were leaving. Neither one wanted to be there. It's a mess.
Oh, okay, yeah. I remember.
And Austin was correct. And then there was a Playboy lingerie pillow fight or something, which, those kind of things have aged like yogurt in the sun.
Yes.
Go back and watch old WWE. It's oh God. Old wrestling in general, in regards to anything with women, is just
it's kind of sour tasted.
Yeah. It's not great. But no, I like 20 a lot. 20 used to be my favorite. And then the stuff with Benoit happened, and it kind of makes it makes 20 tough for me to enjoy. So
I understand. Next up here is John Cena versus The Miz for WrestleMania 27. They were just talking about this they were just going back and forth on this on social media, and John Cena He basically, told him that's how good he was.
Yeah. They talk about this a little bit on the Miz episode of the WWE Evil show. They kind of talk about that match, and I'd forgotten all about it. Like,
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh.
I just watched the first episode, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna wait, see if the Duke wants to talk about this in a show, because this is really good.
I should get into that.
It's a good topic. Well, I love heels. I'm a heel dude, man. I love all the heels, man.
Punk is filming.
Like, I love all heels, man. I love all the heel stuff.
I'm gonna say
worth a watch.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna say, because we didn't do the weekly stuff. I mean, of course, I watched. I didn't record it, but I've just been engulfed in Batman and Batwoman, Superman, and Lois. So after I watch the Batman, and Paul and I will get into that tomorrow, and probably Coach and I at some point too will do a deep dive into that. But yeah, I've been.
In the future, like we're gonna sit and talk about Batwoman, and we'll talk about Titans, and then we'll get into the Batman on that too, because there's.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. That would be nice.
There's some it's not its own little universe, but there's like connective tissue between all those things that you can kind of dig into a little bit. So it'll be be fun to talk about.
I had been wanting to just watch that episode of Crisis on Infinite Earths, and it kind of just jumped right into my lap at Batwoman episode 9. I'm like, whoa, okay, I guess we're doing this right now. So, sorry.
Yeah, at some point, watch all of Crisis if you haven't yet. It's great. So.
Oh, so there is more. Okay, I was thinking there has to be more than this.
5 parts. So.
Oh, okay, good. Wow, that's
yeah.
They should put that on a Blu-ray.
They do. If you could track down the last season. Yeah, the last season of Arrow season 1 of Batwoman, or whatever season of The Flash that was on Blu-ray, it comes with Crisis as an extra, like on its own disc.
Download the CW app that's on there.
Oh, okay, that's on there. Oh, all right, there you go. Shit, I have that. Yeah, I'll probably connect that to Xfinity. But to continue, 27, yes, and 2 more here: John Cena versus Triple H at WrestleMania 22, and John Cena versus Triple H at WrestleMania 24.
Yep, those were both. Those were good ones too. My gosh, it's crazy how long ago those are now. Like,
shit, man, yeah. That's high school stuff for me.
I mean, sometimes I'm like, man, it doesn't seem like it, but like John Cena's run was like the biggest chunk of it was like from 2006 to like 2014, and it's my God, we're looking at almost 20 years, like before you know it. It's just insane. I feel old.
Yeah, for me it was like, okay, when we're growing up, it was like, okay, Triple H wins, and then he became with the corporation. I kind of like tuned out because I hated seeing Triple H as a champion, and then the next guy up was Cena, and it was like, okay, this is great for a while, and then it was like years and years and years. It's like, okay, I'm tuning out again. So
it's crazy because I'm 37, and I'm like working with people in the wrestling business who are in like their early 20s, and it's like, and they grew like, because like for me it's like, well, I grew up watching like Hulk Hogan and Macho Man and Piper and Savage and like Hart and Shawn, and these people are like, I grew up watching like Batista and CM Punk and Randy Orton and John Cena, and I'm like, oh God, I'm so fucking old. I was in college when that happened. Like,
yeah, I can see that, because that's me. Like, that's the people I can say, like, yep, that's the people that were on top when I was watching.
It's nuts because like 2012 was when the rebrand or the restart of NXT happened, and like 2014 was, when it started to like really kick off and gain traction. We're like 2 years away from the 10th anniversary of that, which means there'll be like kids coming into the wrestling business whose like point of like reference on wrestling, the things they grew up watching was like that NXT stuff too, and it's just nuts. I feel old the more I think about it. Like, it's just crazy.
You think you feel old? You should hear me. When I was growing up, it was Hogan and Savage and all them. I was but I was dead heat. The more I got into wrestling was more like Attitude Era, WCW War, stuff like that.
That's me. Yeah.
That was me. NWO was my thing.
ECW.
I'm a NWO guy.
I watched
I was a WCW guy, to be honest. So as soon as they
Yeah.
started like having their shows were just so cool.
My uncle
and I
was
was
a
like,
WCW
all right,
dude.
I'm going over to WCW now, because no, mine was more like when they started Nitro and stuff like that. The older WCW with the blue ring and stuff like that and the gold logo. Yeah,
I watched
Yeah.
WWF from like 88 to like 93, and then I stopped. And then my dad got me back into it in 96 because he was like, oh, hey, like Hulk Hogan turned bad, and like he's got like Diesel and Razor Ramon with him, and it's this whole thing. And then I started watching Nitro, and I was hooked, and now like I haven't stopped. So I'm pretty much been on a run from 96 to now. So
my uncle was a WCW guy, and I can remember the night Mick Foley won the title on Raw. Was it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my uncle was in his room watching. My uncle was in his room watching WCW. I was, of course, watching WCW. Hollers over. You need to switch over to WWF. Mick Foley's. I said, I know because I'm already watching it. I never switched over to WCW.
Do you remember when Mick Foley defended
WWF
the championship at halftime of the Super Bowl once?
Yep.
Why do I vaguely remember that?
Yeah.
He put like heavy pallets on top of the Rock to win. Like with
it was an empty,
my god, yeah,
it was an empty arena. It was an empty arena.
Yeah.
Like there was nobody in the whole arena.
Oh my god, yeah, let's bring back memories.
It used to be in the hidden gems section on the network. It's now since vanished because that shit never got moved over. But it's on YouTube. So it's funny. I'm wearing an NWO shirt, so I've got a Wolfpack shirt.
Nice. I do like the Wolfpack. That
I was gonna wear it.
I'm a Wolfpack guy.
I have the black version of that one.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I'm wearing my Acknowledge Me shirt today.
Oh, nice. I realized in Bob's Burgers.
Of course,
this wrestling show, and he wears Bob's Burgers.
Yeah.
I've got a Bob's Burgers calendar on the wall over here. It's my, But
oh my god, I've been watching it. That's what I go to sleep watching. But
Bob's Burgers.
Yeah,
I love Bob's Burgers. But
I'm up to season 7 now, almost at season 8.
I guess does anyone have anything they want to add to Classic Manias? We were kind of all over the place, but anyone got anything?
I think I'm good. I'm ready.
We could hop. I was gonna say we could hop into current day Mania
for our cards. Yeah.
Just because I didn't say anything about too much anything of any that was pretty old. I was going to say that WrestleMania. I don't think that was a WrestleMania match versus Undertaker versus Yokozuna, was it?
I don't think it was. I don't think he worked. Did he work? I don't think he beat.
No, I think it was Yokozuna Hogan, wasn't it?
Oh God, it was Yokozuna and Bret Hart, and that was the one where Hogan ran down and was like, Bret was like, "Go get him, buddy!" and Hogan goes in and wins the belt.
We could do a whole other show, by the way, of WCW stuff. By the way,
what was it that one I was thinking of the first one that Undertaker technically lost? Wasn't it? No, that was Don Gonzalez, wasn't it?
He beat Gonzalez. He won that match. He won with a shitty choke slam because Gonzalez was basically a tree with legs. No, Taker never. Brock was the first one Taker lost, and then Roman was the second one, and then that was pretty much it for him losing at Mania. Was those two? And then the last one was the Boneyard match, and that was it for Taker.
Oh yeah.
Boneyard match is great too. I just rewatched it last night. That shit holds up so well too for being a cinematic match. So good.
First time I ever seen.
I got watch.
I wouldn't say first time, but it's one of the best cinematics that you'll ever watch.
That whole, as far as cinematics go, that one's pretty much top tier. It's hard to tell. It's so well done. It's well
way
shot.
Better than that Braun Strowman match that he had with
oh Lord,
with the Fiend or whatever. That was horrible.
Oh, with Bray Wyatt and Swamp. Yeah, that was a mess.
Yeah, that was not good.
Braun does his own wrestling now over at QAnon. Your narrative.
We're just not getting into that because just no. I don't want to even give them the fucking oxygen.
No, oh my God.
Let's get into predictions. Predictions.
Yeah.
Let's get into predictions.
So I got a card of what I'm assuming should be.
I have the day ones, by the way, if you need them.
Okay. I have. I don't know there's a lot of them I don't know, but I have the IC title, US title, tag team, Raw and SmackDown women's. I don't know who's wrestling, but we can start it out with Reigns versus Lesnar.
Oh, we'll just right into the big one.
Main events first.
Yeah, you're going right to the main event.
Well, I guess we don't have to do main events first.
Why don't you
I'm fine with.
Why don't you do like stuff like let's do the women's championship.
All right,
let's do
the Raw
I have it all
women's
written down.
stuff.
I'll have you guys take the card lead here. We'll just do the.
Let's do Raw
predictions.
women's championship.
I don't have. Yeah.
Penguin, you've got night one there, but we'll start with the Raw Women's Championship, which is
It's on night one. It's on night one.
Yeah, Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair.
Becky Lynch versus Belair.
Yeah.
This is a tough one for me. This is
I'm thinking about this one. You guys go ahead, and yeah.
I'm gonna say Bianca Belair. And my reasoning is because this to me is what should be the end of the story. The story started at SummerSlam. Becky comes back. Becky beats Bianca in like 30 seconds.
Correct.
It becomes a sore spot for Bianca. It's a big deal with the internet, and it's we've kind of been building towards this, and then this I think is going to be like the full-fledged match where they're gonna really just like kind of get in there with each other and throw down. I think
it should be.
I mean, logical conclusion would be Bianca winning to like finish the story on a high note. I mean, could Becky win? Sure, but I'm predicting Bianca wins this one.
I'm actually gonna be play devil's advocate. I think it's gonna be Becky Lynch, and the reason why is because Bianca had her moment last year. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like Becky was injured last year, so they tend to favor their big time superstars. And let's hand it here. Becky Lynch is like a huge superstar. Like when she was like having the baby and not there, women's wrestling was not fun to watch. It wasn't the best,
Now you say she had her moment, but you got to remember this is WWE, where like some people have moments like 7 in a row. So
true.
It's true.
It is true. Like
a moment could be like part 1, part 2. Yeah,
I just think they like Becky a lot, and they're gonna keep her on that push. You know,
I'm also thinking that they're going big time Becks, and they're wanting her with a belt, and I don't know. I mean.
Yeah,
I guess they could go that way, and I'm sure like you said, the logical win would be Bianca.
I mean,
but what's funny is
about this match that I wanted this match to be, and of course Ronda came back, which was crazy, but I wanted this match to be for Becky to win 2 belts again. That's would have been the ultimate WrestleMania women's championship match. You know what I'm saying? But
in a perfect world, it would have been like both women's belts and both men's belts would have like been up, like because the men's match, which we'll get to in a bit, is for both. I mean, but I'm sticking with Bianca on this one. We'll see. We'll see when we meet back in like 2 weeks or whatever. And
who you got, dude? Who you got?
We'll see.
Oh, I got Becky.
You got Becky?
I got Becky. Yeah.
All right. So the other one I saw here for day one is the Miz, Logan Paul, and the Mysterios.
I was kind of blocking out the old memory.
Ray and Dominic win. I don't give a shit about this match at all. Ray and Dominic win.
It's a squash match, to be honest.
Yeah, I love Rey Mysterio, but like I could give a shit about this match in any way, shape, or form.
Logan Paul has stressed interest in WWE, which is a thing.
Yeah. I'm hoping I'll be surprised, and I feel like if I go in with low expectations, then I'm gonna be a lot happier when it turns out.
You probably want to go get a snack in the air fryer. Rewind the DVR on this one.
Yeah. It'll be one of the ones. This is like where I'll pull my phone out to like hop on Twitter to like talk about like what I thought of like something that just happened before. But like I don't know, it could surprise me because in the past there have been matches where I'm like, this is going to be a dumpster fire, and like last year, the Bad Bunny match comes to mind because I wouldn't. That match was fantastic. So.
Bad Bunny for some reason looked like a WWE superstar. It was weird.
Yeah, he looks good. He looks like and I mean, even in Logan Paul's defense, and I hate saying that phrase, his stuff last year with Kevin Owens and in that like whole deal with like Owens and Zayn and stuff, wasn't actually that bad. And the match itself where he got like laid out was entertaining. So
I think I've been quoted as saying I've seen worse stunners being taken than that for sure.
I mean,
So
the Vince McMahon fish face stunner is still the ultimate worst one with the
good lord.
You know.
Next,
so whatever.
Next on this card is Drew McIntyre and Happy Corbin.
McIntyre, Happy Corbin.
I'm gonna go with Drew just because this is gonna be after a big match kind of match. This will be to like bring the crowd down, and I think Drew will get the babyface win to get the pop from the crowd. Like this will be fine. It won't be anything amazing. It won't be anything offensive. It'll be fine, and Drew will win.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, I'm jaded on this because I'm looking at this match, and of course, I hate the Happy Corbin. I don't like that. I don't think
anybody likes Happy Corbin. Like people like.
I like his old lone wolf thing. That's what made him cool.
I like homeless Corbin too. So.
I'm also looking at Drew McIntyre, who, by the way, was a really good champ.
Yeah, props to Drew.
Yeah.
For
my question is, wouldn't you? If he loses this match, do you see a heel turn here?
I could actually.
I could too.
I think that would make him cooler than what he is right now. Like he's been a babyface for a long time. You know, for a couple past 5 years at least, 6 years.
I think there's room on the old group of Butch and once again to speak on them, but I do think shit, man. McIntyre with them guys?
I could see, if they're sharing, they're going to start sharing one belt between shows. I could see the next opponent for Roman being, if he comes in, Cody Rhodes, and I could see Cody and Drew being like the big match they could build towards too, with Drew as a heel.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm picking Drew McIntyre in this one, to be honest.
You're picking that?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not a big Happy Corbin fan.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate on this one, and I'm gonna say that Happy Corbin retains his undefeated streak.
Oh, that's right. He hasn't lost in Mania yet.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. But I'm guessing it might also be help with his little faction he's got going there too.
Yeah.
Oh, right, with Moss.
Yeah.
I'd honestly like to see him in the title picture.
Yeah.
I don't like his gimmick or whatever, but I wouldn't mind seeing him. He's a good wrestler, man. I wouldn't mind seeing him in that title picture.
Oh yeah, Baron Corbin's an interesting one, really quick, because like he's had a string of being involved in the worst angles and having some of the worst like character like stuff poured upon him, but like in the ring he's solid, and on the mic he's solid. Like he does a good job of like getting heat and doing his job. So it's just like we've had
if we're talking about like these celebrity matches, dare I pitch one that has been in the making for quite a while?
What's that one?
Baron Corbin versus Corey Taylor.
Oh, that would be fun.
I think it would be. I mean, Corey Taylor punched him in the face.
Yeah, nothing ever came of that. I think because like there was a plan, and I think Corbin ended up getting called up, and none of it just kind of dissolved.
And it was so cool. I mean, they were doing like the shows with what was it? What festival they were? The Knot Festival, like they were the NXT like the Knot Festival at the same place or something like that. Like,
I think that boils down to like with NXT, like to them, Corey Taylor was the star to Vince McMahon on the main roster. They don't give a shit about Corey Taylor. I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
To them, like it's not the demographic they're after, because the musicians they usually do work with are like more of the pop. Which, again, nothing wrong with that. Not what I like, but
correct.
That's what WWE does. I like Corey Taylor. I'd like to see him and Corbin, but or him, and I'd like to see him return and do something with someone in wrestling, even if it's an NXT or whatever. But I don't know. What else do we have?
Gun Kelly will be back, and he'll be in the
he's in the game.
He'll be in the Hall of Fame.
Next match, by the way, is SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Usos.
There we go.
Rick Boogs and Shinsuke Nakamura.
I'm gonna go with. Well, go ahead. You go ahead, dude.
Go first. I'm going Nakamura and Boogs. Nakamura and Boogs are going to win this one.
That's what I was going with too. So, I don't know. I just have a feeling.
I do too.
If anything, SmackDown, like what happened on SmackDown, is what it's going to be, because they're running into WrestleMania with some extreme pop. So I'm going to say Boogs and Nakamura too. I hate to do that, go against the bloodline, but you know,
I mean,
I think
1 for 2 ain't bad.
They got vehicle payments.
Yeah,
they got that vehicle payments. I mean, them advertisements ain't paying for nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've kind of been running with Boogs and Nakamura, and I mean that's why that was my thought process. It made them after I saw the commercials with them in the truck. I'm like, they're definitely like they're putting the machine behind these two, so like
they're gonna push them.
Yeah.
And going back to the Black Panther, the Panthers, the Old Spice Majiggy.
Oh God,
Boogs is a good wrestler, man. I really feel like they're going to eventually put a spotlight on him, and then they'll probably break them guys up, and there'll be a nice feud between Boogs and Nakamura.
Yeah, Boogs
give Bob Naki something to do.
I have to disagree. I have to disagree with Nakamura. I really want him to get a push. I really want him to get a heavyweight title push, because when he was in NXT, it was awesome.
Oh my God,
he was a really good champion in NXT, and I really feel like he could get, like you were talking about, next up for Roman.
I got a retweet from him.
If Roman wins, by the way, I don't know if that's our picks or whatever, but if somebody could challenge Roman or even Brock, that's it. I think him and the other ones that you talked about, especially Drew McIntyre against Brock, dude, who does not want to see that again? Like,
Brock,
it's
true. Nakamura would be a lot of fun because there's history with the two of them in New Japan going back.
Oh my God, yeah,
a long time ago. So that would be a good one. I mean, Nakamura just re-signed with WWE not that long ago, so one would assume that like they'll do more with him now that he's sticking around.
Yeah. Loyalty. They have okay. So the next up on this is a big day, by the way. Edge and AJ Styles.
Oh, this is gonna be so good.
Yeah. Yes.
This is gonna be, I think, sleeper match of WrestleMania, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's gonna be what people are gonna be talking about.
Easily.
So who do you guys got?
I'll go. I'm gonna go AJ.
I'm agreeing with the Duke on this one. I think it's time for AJ to get out of the basement and get back up to where he belongs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go with AJ because, I think AJ is going to start. They're going to kind of push AJ a little more and kind of put him back to where he was. And also, Edge, since this thing has started, has kind of had the upper hand. He took out AJ in the initial, kind of heel turn moment, and then Edge has been kind of doing more promos, and they've really, I don't know. I feel like usually at WrestleMania, the bad guys tend to get their comeuppance. So I think AJ is going to win. I mean, I don't care who wins. I'm excited for this match, though. This is going to be amazing. So
I wouldn't mind seeing Edge. I mean, AJ back in it. Well, not back. Well, yeah, both back in NXT. He was there only the one time, but it'd be kind of cool to see him up there against Ziggler or whoever wins that. Between even Breaker versus AJ would be sweet too, though.
I would.
If he ever needs a reason to slink off to NXT 2.0 or whatever, you know what I'm saying.
I know we're not going to cover it on here, but Stand and Deliver looks amazing too.
I forgot all about that. I should have had that written down. I knew we were pressed for time, but I'm super excited for Stand and Deliver. I do think that is also something that a lot of people are sleeping on, but it's going to be fantastic. And whenever we cover, I'm thinking maybe next week that that's definitely on the docket to cover Stand and Deliver.
First show after Mania, we'll cover it. But let's get back
before
to
we jump off of here. I'd like to talk to you before we, to talk about, try to put some blocks together on what we're gonna cover, because.
So I don't know if WWE actually talked about having two main events, but this is kind of main event worthy. So we have two things here. The first one is the SmackDown's Women's Championship. Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey, which is definitely main event. But then they also have they also say here that the Stone Cold the KO show is going to be there too. And I
Yeah,
wonder if they're
Charlotte-
gonna
Yeah,
end-
we'll
if
speak
they're
on
gonna
that,
end, if
whatever
they're gonna
that
end with
is,
that.
yeah.
You know, I wonder if
Let's
they're
talk
gonna
about
end
that.
with
Let's do that right now, because whatever that may be.
Charlotte and Ronda got moved tonight too, by the way. So
Oh,
Oh,
did
did it?
Okay, so this is an
Yeah.
okay. So you have an updated card. All right,
yeah,
so they
I
have
saw.
Stone Cold and KO then.
Let's just talk about what we think that's going to be then.
What?
Yeah, let's discuss that. My prediction, and I'm swinging for the fences here. I'm going nuts on this. I think it is going to be a match. I think Austin's going to come down. It's going to start out as a talk show. They're going to shit talk each other. Ref's going to come out. It's going to turn into a match. Is it going to be a long match? Probably not. But I think it's going to end up turning into a match. That's my prediction. And obviously Austin wins. So
Yeah, it's like when
I mean,
the Roberts and the Wyatt family. You know? It's
yeah,
something like
exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. I agree with that, and of course, it's all Stone Cold, baby. That's all.
Yeah.
It's Stone Cold Steve Austin. That alone is worth.
I'm marking this match completely. So.
I kind of, just to play on the Duke of Disputation and be disputatious, I'm gonna say that KO leaves him laid out. He's gonna get a little rub, and he does the whole stunner thing now, and it's gonna be like, who has the rightful.
Oh, they're stunning each other. I think they're both.
That could be too.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I'm just
double
saying,
stunner knockout.
To go off of who would it be that that pass that stunner torch to Owens? Like, is he going to continue to use that move, or if stunner, Austin wins here, does he stop using the stunner moving forward?
Or it could be a passing of the torch. You could see a passing of the torch, but Stone Cold said, "Hey, I left a bad taste in my mouth the last time I wrestled because it was for an L." And I really think that's why they're gonna give him the W, and then boom, he's riding his golf cart to the sunset or whatever he's doing.
Or is this a talk show segment that then leads to a match like in the future too? There's that possibility. This could
the night after WrestleMania. This is also really good too.
It could still happen on another night. So I don't know. Either way though, I think having Steve Austin at WrestleMania doing anything of substance, which this is a good thing, and it definitely is going to be a moment to mark out for. And I think we'll all be talking about how much fun it was when it happened.
I'm dusting off my Stone Cold bucket hat, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, oh my God, the old bucket hat. But this with WWE, they're always looking forward, and you got SummerSlam to pitch. I feel like so that there's some things that'll definitely be moving towards that too.
Money in the Bank is in a big stadium this year too. It's in the
yeah.
I'm pretty sure
they moved that last year. They didn't have Money in the Bank last year.
Stone Cold said the only reason he accepted this whole WrestleMania thing was because it was in Texas.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I don't know.
Money talks.
Yeah, yeah. He might need a new four-wheeler or something on that ranch. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
And we never. Who knows? I'm sure there's another Saudi Arabian pay-per-view coming up too. So.
Yeah. This was also his week that he released his beer, so he was on all the shows talking about the beer. And stuff. I went to go look for it too. I wanted to have it for the show tonight because it was out in Jersey, and I'm like, no, I'm not road tripping.
I can't find it around here.
It's in Jersey and Allentown and Jersey here in Pennsylvania. Allentown and Jersey, and I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm not gonna travel that far for that stuff.
I'm still holding out for AJ Styles versus Shawn Michaels one of these days. So hey, and nothing happened. Anything.
Never say never. With wrestling, with pro wrestling, we know that you could say
see Edge. No one thought the Edge was going to be
right.
Who would have ever thought we'd see Sting diving off a balcony onto somebody through a table? Anything.
How about it at all? That's crazy. And
I guess. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say then the next week you got Jeff Hardy on the same program and it was an Impact.
Yeah. Oh, it's nuts. I guess we'll get into night two, and we'll just start with Charlotte and Ronda since that was
absolutely.
I'll go first with this.
Go ahead.
I think it's obvious Ronda's going to win.
Yes.
My problem with this match, and I like Ronda Rousey a lot, but my problem with this match is these promos, the setup for it, everything has just been dead in the water. It's not gaining any kind of traction at all. It feels like this match has no hype. It's got no like real hook to it. Like my hope is that WWE recognizes it and makes it like quick, but I don't think they will. But I kind of hope that Charlotte takes some time off because I feel like there's been too much of Charlotte over the last year or so, and I think Charlotte
I can agree to that.
I think she needs what Roman got. Like she needs a break and a chance to kind of like recharge the batteries and come back with something different. You know, because like Charlotte, she's a great talent, but like it's a lot of the same with Charlotte, and I kind of think like she needs like Bayley changed it up, Becky changed it up. I was just
gonna say, you know, because somebody is undoubtedly very soon going to be making their comeback, so there's some more time for Bayley to shine a little bit and, you know, share, you know, just another slot. You know,
yeah, I mean, Asuka's coming back, Bayley's coming back. Lacey
Evans I forgot all about Asuka.
You know, there's plenty of women coming back. Alexa just came back. Like, there's enough women to give Charlotte a chance.
I actually agree. I mean, I think Ronda's gonna take this, but I think it might be different than what we think. Like, I agree with the whole promo lead up to us. Like, oh man, you're making me not care about this. Like, you're making me like, oh man, this is not that good of promos. You know, again, they're taking little jabs at each other. You know, with babies and you know, her personal life and all that stuff like that. But I think it's going to be more of a Goldberg type Brock thing. And it's going to be like one of those, hey, she's going to make her tap within a matter of like a couple minutes and we're done. You know, that's I think
I could see that. I could see
that's
that.
What I think it is, just to put Ronda like super, super over. Because that's what she is, because she's basically the Brock Lesnar of the women's division, you know? So I think that's how it's going to go by. And I do agree. And I think you're going to see Charlotte take some time off to, like you said, recharge the batteries.
Yeah.
You know, I agree.
Need
some time off, you know, just do something different. What do you think, Duke? Who you got?
Duke is picking, the Duke is definitely picking Rousey because I'm thinking it's going to be, you know, as I said earlier about the things leading towards SummerSlam, I really do think it's going to be one of the headline matches, Rousey versus Lynch, and going back to the Becky two belts thing. Becky two belts.
That would be cool. That'd be a very good storyline.
The Penguin and the Duke are on the same mind with this one. It's Becky two belts all the way.
Yeah,
I think that's what it's going to be for SummerSlam.
Yeah,
and then maybe I would honestly like to see Bianca go over to SmackDown.
I kind of hope that they end up having the two belts together for the women too. I would like to see the paring down of belts because there's too many. There should be one.
That's another thing we're going into too, because I mean,
one men's championship, one women's, and one tag, and then each show should have like a mid card belt, and then the 24/7 belt, whatever. But like. You know, 2 sets of tag belts when there's between both shows 8 tag teams is ridiculous. Like,
yeah, well, they love these 48-hour WrestleMania extravaganza. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you can still have 2 nights. I mean, there's enough talent. It's just
absolutely.
They have too many belts.
Yeah.
And I mean, the IC belt.
I agree.
The Intercontinental belt is being defended on WrestleMania SmackDown. And then the U.S. belt, Finn's in the Andre the Giant battle.
That's where the Intercontinental is?
Yeah, but isn't Finn still going to defend his title against that's on here, by the way, Damian Priest?
I mean, that hasn't officially been added yet, so... I
wonder if that's like the pre-show thing.
I'm going to say it's going to end up being the pre-show.
I would hope that it was on there at some point.
Look how far down that Finn Balor has went down. He's the opening for the rest of the bands, you know.
I think Finn is kind of like AJ right now. Finn is in that like weird, just kind of there thing. But I think like in the future he'll rise back up. But it's like right now they're just kind of he's in a weird position. And I mean it's so weird. They got the belt on Ricochet, the Intercontinental belt, and the best they can come up with is him and Garza and Carrillo on like SmackDown, which is for next week.
What I'm saying, my thing with Finn Balor is that I just want to see the guy happy at this point, and it seems like he is homesick a lot. And Finn Balor to me is
NXT
the king
UK
of NXT.
Then, man, if he's homesick, he can go home.
I think that's
what I'm thinking. Is my thing is Finn is the king of NXT, and he's not been over there yet. right,
Yeah.
on NXT UK. And
I'm
that could
gonna
also
say-
bring some more eyes to NXT UK. I think they need it because it's an incredible show. I don't see enough people talking about it. Right.
I mean, the buzz for NXT UK mostly comes from the UK because over there it airs on actual TV. Over here, it's just a Peacock thing, but it is a good show.
Yes.
And I could see, I'm not even see. I'm going to make a prediction that by the summer, Finn will be on NXT UK.
Well, here's the thing. Let's go to the match. You think he's going to drop the title to Priest, and then maybe that's what might happen, or
No,
I don't think that right now.
so he can help build that NXT UK a little bit more.
I do think he's going to drop the title, but I don't think it's going to be to Priest. I think it's going to be to. I'm not really sure yet, but I don't think it's going to be Priest. I think.
I think they're gonna. Yeah, I think they're gonna build up on this DQ thing. I think that Damian Priest is going to get himself DQ'd, and it's going to lead up to Finn Balor versus Damian Priest in a no disqualifications match at whatever the next direct one is.
My thing is like I think they
To give them a proper.
I think they turned Damian Priest heel a little bit too soon. I think.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think that was they shouldn't have done that. They should have waited a little bit so he was more seasoned up on that main roster. You know. But they needed an ultimate bad guy for that level of the card, you know. So
I think people didn't have enough time to get to love Damian Priest. So like his heel turn.
I'm one of them.
Yeah.
I like his whole look. I like the whole, that, and I liked everything he was doing. But then, putting him in with like Bad Bunny, and I'm like, wait, you guys are misusing this guy. Like,
yeah.
I felt like he had good momentum coming out of Mania because the stuff with Bad Bunny went well, but then the stuff with Miz and Morrison and him never ended. It just kept going. And it kept going.
It got stale.
Going. And it was the law. It's like the law of diminishing returns. Like to the point where they're shooting each other with like super soakers or whatever the hell it was. Like
God, Johnny Drip Drip.
Yeah.
Yeah, that went on forever.
Then he went into this.
Did leave a bad taste in people's mouth, but oh my God, his NXT run was fantastic, and then of course his stuff with as Punishment Martinez and Ring of Honor. I mean,
like I've never seen anything of his if I'm being honest, outside of like his WWE run because I stopped paying the attention to Ring of Honor at one point. So like I haven't seen
honestly with him, he was just about ready to be that next big thing on Ring of Honor, and right about that time he was scooped up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised
about that time.
I
think like at that point in time he had just like he had won the championship or lost it or it was something like that. But he was in the main event picture, and he was a big deal.
All right,
I do believe.
Let's move on the card, guys. Let's move on the card. Women's Tag Team Championships: Queen Zelina, Carmella, Naomi, and Sasha Banks, or Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Natalya, and Shayna Baszler. This is a tough one. They got so many women in this.
I have to think about this one. Somebody go first. I have to think.
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Shayna Baszler and Natalya, right?
Yeah.
Yep, that's the one. I think they want to put a belt on Shayna. I'd like to see a belt on Shayna again. So
she already had that run, though. That's the thing. That's where I'm a little jaded with this. Yeah. I'm thinking that. Mm-hmm. I hate to go this, but I'm gonna have to probably say Ripley Morgan. That's who I'm gonna pick.
I'm gonna
because I think they want to keep riding that Ripley train.
Yeah. And shout out All Gas Wrestling. That'd make my man very happy.
Yeah.
Liv
Morgan. It's time for her to have a belt on her too. You know what I'm saying?
Liv and Ripley. Yeah.
I
can't disagree.
I'm gonna say Ripley and Morgan because they kind of with like momentum with Ripley, but then Morgan also has had momentum, and they're both internet favorites too, so it'll get them some goodwill.
Yeah.
With the internet.
I mean, I'm going against my glow girl here. That's why I'm saying, but
feel the glow.
I think she's more women's title than tag team to be honest. So
yeah. Unless it's the Funkadactyls.
There's no. That's not happening.
There is no. We're not talking about.
We don't talk about the Funkadactyls.
We don't talk about.
I thought Cameron was coming back.
She was at she was at the Rumble, but by the time they didn't even have a really good. I don't know.
Yeah.
yeah, whatever. This match kind of to me, it's a lot like Drew McIntyre and Happy Corbin. I don't think it'll be amazing. I don't think it'll be bad. I think it'll be a good filler match.
Just check out the Twitter when this match is on. Yeah. Coach will be on.
I mean, I think all these women are talented, and I think they could have a good match, but at the same time, I don't think they're going to get enough time. I think they're going to get
day one's going to be slamming. There's only a couple.
That was last year. Day one last year of Mania was fucking phenomenal, and then day two was good, but day one was like an A+, and day two last year was like a B.
The next one we're going to talk about is one I'll probably go get a snack too, and that's the Pat McAfee Austin Theory match. Pat McAfee does
sleeper
for me. Pat McAfee does have a little bit of in the ring work.
I'm going to say it right now.
I'm a huge Pat McAfee fan, but
it's going to be.
Yeah, I think this is going to be great.
Pat, I'm just
yes. Pat. I think it's going to be a surprising one. I think it's going to be one that's going to surprise people, honestly. Because Pat has a pretty good record. He has a decent track record with his appearances in his matches.
Oh, by the way, can we have Pat McAfee to just do the punt? That's all I want him to do.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Just have to do the punt.
I think Vince McMahon will be involved in this, obviously. I think Pat is great. Pat and Adam Cole is probably, one of the best NXT matches.
Honestly, I agree.
Yeah. What happens if Vince comes down and turns on Theory?
That I was thinking is going to happen because I think the night after Mania, the Raw after Mania, they're going to pull the trigger on Theory. I think they're big on Theory. They're going to do Theory's going to I don't think it's going to be a title match, but I think Theory's going to get something that's going to get people talking. And I think it's going to be.
What if it's Theory against the Boss, like a whole Stone Cold storyline almost?
Could be.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Last match for the Boss.
Yeah, because Vince at one point was penciled to face Pat, and that kind of changed. I think Vince is going to wrestle, but I think Vince, it's going to be Vince and Austin Theory later in the year. I'm just, I could be way off base, but I don't know. I just look at how they what they've been doing with Austin Theory, and you look at the kid, and good looking kid, good in the ring, might not be yet charismatic wise, but he will. He can. He reminds me a lot of a young Orton, where he has the tools. He's just got to figure out how to implement the tools, and I think Vince could be the thing. So.
I wasn't even thinking that Vince was going to come out.
Yeah, but
in Austin, because if he shows his mealy mouth in Austin, who's coming. The rattlesnake is coming right directly to the ring.
I think it's a turn on the Boss. I think the Boss is going to turn and say, "Hey, McAfee's my guy," and
I think the Penguin's right. I think that's what's going to happen.
That's what I think is going to happen.
Pat wins. Pat's my prediction on that.
Let's get to the next one then.
Yeah, Pat's my prediction too. Yes.
Sami Zayn, Johnny Knoxville.
Yes.
This one's going to be interesting, I think.
I held my tongue on the Logan Paul because as much as I wanted to say about Logan Paul, I would be a hypocrite if I didn't say I wasn't thrilled for this match. This is exactly what I wanted. This is no holds barred, Johnny Knoxville. This is going to be nuts. It's going to be crazy.
I just watched Jackass Forever last night, by the way.
Oh my God, you
fucking great. But
the opening to that is I didn't realize what that was until the end, and I'm like, oh Jesus, fuck,
no
oh God,
I haven't watched it.
What the
fuck? No spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers on that. We're not going to talk about it.
Probably get us kicked off the internet.
The intro
going there
is one of the best intros in a Jackass movie, but it's also a very, very Jackass intro. I'll leave it at that.
Very, very Jackass intro.
But is this enough though to make Johnny Knoxville win against Sami Zayn? Because his Royal Rumble appearance, it was all hype, and it's just like this match, all hype. And the Royal Rumble was like, what was that? It was horrible.
Here's my prediction on this. I think Knoxville is going to come out with Steve-O, Pontius, Jasper, and a few of the other Jackass people. And I think this match is just going to be a series of
newer guys.
A series of shit happening to Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
And then Sammy lose. Like, it's not going to be a wrestling match so much as like maybe a 5-minute, like, I guess the best way to say would be like a skit where basically like
Stunt.
Sammy's having horrible things.
I was just saying, how cool would it be if he brought out Butterbean?
Oh, that would be hysterical. Like,
it might just be a stunt fight, you know?
Yeah.
So
it's going to be comedy and entertainment, and like Pat and Theory will be a match because Pat can work and Theory can work.
Yeah.
I mean, Knoxville can't really work per se, but
I think you're still going to see some crazy shit. You know, I mean, it's still Johnny Knoxville.
Oh, there's going to be a stupid bump, whether it's Johnny taking one, Sammy taking one, or another jackass person. But I guarantee,
off the top,
I see a high fall.
I see a high fall. Top of the ropes. It's going to be an aerial thing. It's going to do it.
There's no way though Knoxville comes out alone, and I'm calling it now. I guarantee the rest of them will be there with them. They were with them at the Rumble. They just went in the back, but this time I think they'll get involved.
I think Knoxville is going to take this, to be honest, because my theory for this is because Royal Rumble, he got a haluva kick to kick him out of the Rumble.
That's true.
Yeah. You know, there's always, tit for tat. And that's why I think I think Knoxville's actually going to go over on Sami Zayn.
Yeah, I'm going with Knoxville.
I'm going with Knoxville too.
3 Knoxvilles. All right. Raw Tag Team Championships next. RK Bro versus Street Profits and Alpha Academy. What y'all got on this one? Yeah, this is tough, but I'll give you my pick. I think I'm going with Alpha Academy. They've been pushed hard on Raw.
Yeah.
And they got that look, and it seemed like they're a complete team. So
Shoosh.
Yeah.
I love it.
See what I mean? They got their catchphrases. They're getting a huge push on Raw.
They've got a Snickers commercial.
They got a Snickers commercial. There you
go. A Snickers commercial. So
and I think
Snickers commercial.
I mean, as much as I like RK Bro, I think those guys are cool and they make a really good tag team. I think their time is up.
I think the turn is coming, and I think the turn is Riddle on Randy.
I would like a heel Matt Riddle. Like I don't like Matt Riddle at all. Matt Riddle might be one of my least favorite performers, but I'd be interested in seeing what he could do with the heel because Matt Riddle, whatever, has played that character or a variation of that character pretty much forever. So I'd like to see him try something different.
I have an idea of how they could make him a nice heel. They could just give him an Orange Cassidy type thing, like, bro.
Yeah.
Bro. Whatever. Like, still get off his thing. Like, bro, whatever.
Yeah, I could see that working.
Where he doesn't put no effort into it.
Yeah.
Just goes out there and kick people's heads off. Bang, done.
Yeah, that's it.
Bro.
Yeah.
Because his entire WWE run, and even going back to his Evolve run, it's just been like the idiot stoner. It's just,
Yeah.
And I mean, he's a great worker. He does nothing for me in terms of when I watch him, but he can work, and I think he does some good stuff. And the pairing of him and Orton together, I like because it's given Orton a chance to kind of play off, something like
and Orton's one of the best ever, but I think it's time for him to go back to the singles run too.
Absolutely.
Wasn't it? I do believe it's Randy who's closest to right now to beating Flair's record.
Yeah.
Yeah, that needs to happen. I mean, Randy has to beat that, right?
I mean, Cena hasn't broke it, right? Wasn't Cena just tied?
Cena was almost, Cena was like one away from breaking it, I believe.
I thought they were tied. I thought they were tied with, 16 each?
Yeah. So, but
they might
got
be,
one.
But dude, I don't know.
Let me call our fact checker. Fact checker on
that. Is Cena done to the point where he's just going to, come back and wrestle from here and there? Do you think he's going to come back for a title run? Like 2 more?
I think there'll be another Cena title run. I think Cena, because especially now,
you never know. You never know.
I guess never say never. And again, right now, Cena's priority is probably, I would say, Peacemaker and
we want him there.
So the next closest person, definitely. I think they got to give Randy the title shot too eventually. So the breakup's coming eventually.
Yeah.
And
here's the question mark: Seth Rollins, what's happening?
Yeah, he's wrestling Cody Rhodes.
Definitely wrestling Cody at this
point. Let's be real. Does anyone here think he's not wrestling Cody Rhodes? Let's be honest.
Anybody thinks that. Yeah. This is like the worst kept secret in history.
It would, just like with.
But what Cody Rhodes are we getting? Are we
this
getting
is-
the
this is
Nightmare? Are we gonna do a Dream thing?
We're
do his
getting-
From what I hear, it's
superhero thing?
same
Yeah, I'm
old,
hearing
same
it's-
old.
on YouTube.
I'm hearing it's Cody, like he walked right off Dynamite, same music, same
Yeah.
ring, and everything. So like,
Pops out. That'd be cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they'd be stupid not to have him do that because
And
like,
Triple
Well,
H just
I mean,
froze
that's-
since he retired.
It's such a pop to hear that. There's not, I mean, there's
Oh yeah,
more than one royal.
that's probably going to
family
be
in
the big
wrestling,
next to Stone
but,
Cold. I think that's going to be the biggest pop of the night.
oh yeah, especially in Texas too, like with
Yeah.
Cody, like in the history. But I mean,
Yeah.
like, this is the first major AEW to WWE jump. Like we've had plenty of WWE to
Which is
AEW.
crazy to think about. Cody was
Yeah.
the one who, when he started, man, he threw shots.
Yep.
Them
He
shots
was
Yeah.
were fire
Yep.
hard. And now
The
he's
most
going back to where he threw
anti-WWE.
shots. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
And I was still like kind of hoping that he'd lead a ROH revolution, but yeah, after Jericho pretty much said that he's over there. Like Jericho convinced said it, MJF said it. Like
I mean, the fact that if he wasn't signed, there was no way WWE would allow the references that have been made, like the sly remarks from people, and also like the Cody
True.
chants. They're turning the mics up on that crowd. They're not turning the mics down. If they don't want you to hear
Right.
the crowd,
you're right.
they shut that crowd off. On Raw Monday, normally when people talk backstage, you don't hear the crowd. When Seth was talking, they made sure to turn those mics up so you heard Cody chant. So like they know what they're doing. Like, but
Yeah.
at the same time, here, like Cody was, people forget, like Cody was basically like born into the WWE. Like
Yeah.
he,
Yeah.
He's blood. He's WWE blood.
Yeah, he is WWE blood. He is from their developmental. He's basically like he was a big part of the company for a long time. So him going back there makes a lot of sense because it's where he.
Yeah.
I just hope they don't do what they did with him before. Like,
Yeah.
he was awesome.
In my
when he first
opinion, I
came
think-
out and dropped him hard. Like, he dropped to like lowest cards, man. It was good.
I think
talent.
we're gonna see. Yep. Go ahead,
Sorry. They could the other side, the AEW side. Excuse me, my dogs are screaming, but they can say they don't have this connection with Cody as much as they want, or they don't talk to him. Blah 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 blah. He's not been on being the elite or whatever, and I honestly think that he does still have a lot to do with them, especially with the Cody Rhodes, the Nightmare Academy, and everything like that. But I think that this is going to. This is my wild speculation, my wild theory, if you call it wild, really, is I think he's going to try to work that direction between AEW and WWE. He's going to try to break down some barriers and, see some cross promotions.
I mean,
As much
I
as we
would
want
again.
to, I don't see that.
Yeah.
I don't see that.
Never
at all.
say never, but I think because they're completely different products, AEW is a bit more adult focused and WWE is a bit more
I agree.
PG.
everybody family friendly. It's like
Yeah.
it's a hard crossover. I could see NXT and if anything was going to happen, it'd be NXT and AEW because NXT
Yeah.
tends to skew a
I
bit
could
older.
see, I
But
see WWE, MLW.
they're suing each other right now.
I could see that. Like, I could see stuff like that, but I don't think they'll ever touch. I mean, Vince loves competition.
Yeah, the door's got to be open.
Vince likes to throw money, so
The door has got to be open somewhere between WWE and somewhere. Like,
I mean,
the problem is they're stingy because they're like, "Hey, we're the top dog. You come after us, not we come after you."
right.
You know,
to put
that's
a hat on this really quick, like WWE only, and keep this in mind, only recently started to cross over NXT, which they own and is their company, their
True.
developmental with Monday Night Raw. So it took them this many years to like start to have a tangible connection between their own brands. Like, and now NXT and NXT UK are starting to cross over.
I mean,
Yeah.
I interviewed a lot of talent, and that was one of my biggest questions. I've asked a lot of talent, and each time they said, "I want to go to WWE. Like, that's the pinnacle. That's the place where I want to go. That's the number one show." You know what I'm saying? And this is during AEW when AEW first started. So like that's. I mean, a lot of people say, "Okay, AEW now," because AEW is getting bigger as the years keep going. They keep going. I know Coach is like, "No, down that AEW place now," but you have to respect. You have to show them a little respect because they went from. I mean, Duke can actually he'll argue with me, but I always say AEW went overnight. right to the number 2 spot. Like Impact at the longest time was like, man, this is like they're dragging their heels here. They're dragging their heels here. And I always said Impact had great talent. And they still do to this day. They really do.
Yeah,
and they put on a good product. But when AEW basically merged with them and started doing crossover stuff with that, that's where like I was like, the Duke, this tickles my fancy. I can see this. That's the next thing in wrestling. You know, so you have to give WWE's like, hey, listen, we're the top dog. You come after us, not we come after you. You know what I'm saying?
I think any longtime viewer of the dive is going to know that usually it's a fight. Wednesday, the weekly wars is still going on, whether it's NXT versus Impact versus AEW. I'm not one to pick a side. I do have favoritisms at somebody, but really it's a crapshoot. Each show has give it out this week. Stuff. I've given NXT my top spot. I've given AEW. I've given it to Impact many times. I think if anything, somebody could call me an Impact fanboy for sure. But I think the
people
weekly
online tell you you're not an an Impact fanboy.
Yeah,
I'm going back to that comment you said that.
You are.
No, I get you. Yeah.
It's tough, man. And the thing is, like,
it's hard to decide which one you want. Each one is like
it is.
It's like food for me. Like if I want a good burger, I'll go to like Burger King. It has that flame broiled taste.
Yeah.
If I want fries, I'm going to McDonald's. If I want tacos, I'm going to Taco Bell. You just find what program you like and what each aspect has. For me, like I love CM Punk, and I'll watch AEW because I love CM Punk. You know what I'm saying? But I also love that Stone Cold's coming back to WrestleMania, and I'm like, oh, now I'm back with that WWE kick.
Yeah.
I like NXT and NXT UK are my two favorites, and
Absolutely.
I've been enjoying Monday Night Raw for the most part, minus like a few things here and there.
Let's just say it's just great to be a fan of wrestling right now.
Absolutely.
There's enough wrestling for everybody, including counting what's on TV, what's on IWTV, YouTube, whatever. There's enough for everybody to find something they like and be happy and not be a dick towards each other, which I mean people still are, but go watch what you like, and let's get back to night 2 here. What's next?
Let's talk. This is it. This is the all the apples. The one that we're here to talk about: Roman Reigns versus Cowboy Brock.
That's the big one. The main event. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
It's a Duke show. Let's do it.
I don't think that we're gonna differ here. I think Roman's walking away with both belts.
Why? Why do you think that?
Yeah, why?
He's ahead of the table. He's gonna be the one that he's gonna put Brock Lesnar down, and
he's not gonna use this power right here.
Yeah, the people power.
The God power.
Oh, the God. I thought you were talking people powers.
Well, you seen that Finn Balor match? Like, everyone thought Finn Balor had that one, and all of a sudden what? We're like,
there's
what
Finn flopping on the floor like a fish.
God turned on Miro and went with Roman. Roman became God's favorite. He left Miro.
Yeah.
I mean, Roman. Roman's going to win this because Roman he's currently the guy, but also like Roman right now has the best, usually the best segments, the best promos, the best matches, and
he's one of my favorite people on wrestling TV right now. Hence the reason why I bought his merch. He's one of the best people on TV. I have two scenarios this. I say yes, Roman. Brock's going to put him over, and he's going to be Roman 2 belts and head of the table, head of WWE. I get that.
I think you're saving some belt time down.
I also don't like – I also have a question mark there because of the latest SmackDown of the whole Heyman – Brock Lesnar thing, that this might be a work that Heyman still is with Brock Lesnar.
I could see this too. I could see that this could be another swerve from Paul.
And I'm wondering. I'm just wondering. Just there's just that Paul Heyman thing that's there that just makes me wonder. And I don't know. I'm definitely picking Roman. I'm going to be on Roman's side, but there's also that scenario that something's gonna happen here. Like, if it's not just a Heyman thing, is there a run out? Maybe the Fiend makes a comeback here. There was talks the Fiend was making that he might be in talks of coming back to WWE. Maybe there might be a run in here. We don't know. Like I don't know what.
I would never count the Fiend out at this point. Like I don't know
wouldn't.
what's going on.
I don't know why. My thing, I get it was money, but he's the one who kind of saved you during the pandemic. You know, the Fiend stuff was really cool. You know,
in my opinion, unless like they're on Dynamite at this current moment, I would say anybody's up for returning because that's how pro wrestling is.
MJF's contract is up right now, so
like I mean, anybody can come back and it'll be interesting. I mean, I do think Roman's going to get the W here and the 2 belts, and because I also think they want to kind of give Raw that boost because Raw isn't where it should be, like numbers. And
no, because if he won both belts, he'd be on Raw too.
He'd be on Raw,
and I think that's why Becky's going to win because the same thing you're talking about right now. I think that's why Becky's going to win.
It puts the top star, and like if Becky wins too, it puts the top star in both shows, which then like gives a boost. And I mean, do I think the belts are going to stay unified for a long time? And no, because I think the networks like having kind of their own. That's the rumor is the networks like having their own belts.
Business wise, they want to do that. They want to go one belt because again, WWE has so much talent. That's why you saw that big this year. You saw a lot of them handing in the pink slips because they're trying to cut that roster down for a 1 belt run for each. I mean,
here's the thing: they don't need to have the 2 belts anymore because I mean, they have the NXT title. The NXT title can be defended on a pay-per-view in the Raw and SmackDown. They have the UK title. They can have that defended. Like they have other like
North
main
American title.
Yeah.
Shout out to Carmelo.
Plus, a unified title looks just cool. That's what.
Have you seen the supposed leak of what the belt looks like? There's there's a supposed leak of a prop from the Mania set that somebody photographed, and the belt looks nice. It's the same kind of design they've been using, but it kind of combines the Universal and the WWE Championship into like one belt. So
the red and blue would be cool.
Yeah, red and blue would be cool. It looks like it's blue and black, but like red and blue would be. Yeah, red and blue would be super dope. I would like that. Like, I mean,
spinners? Any spinners?
No spinners. No spinner. I didn't even hate this. I didn't even hate the spinner belt. The spinner belt had its time, and it's
the best one was the United States champion. That United States Championship spinner belt was like the coolest belt.
Oh my god!
The United States spinner belt was cool.
That was cool. But that WWE spinner looking like a kid's toy. I'm good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was horrible.
I mean that belt overstayed its welcome. It was like a fun, like Cena won the belt. He's got his own like unique belt, like Austin had and like the Warrior had. And then Cena lost it, and they kept it. And it was like, no.
We could do a whole. We could do a whole episode.
You could do a whole show on belts.
Favorite belts.
Oh god, we should write that down. Let's do like a top 5 favorite belts sometime.
Yeah,
I
could do that.
Higgin will chime in for that one. I love belts. That's my favorite.
Sure. Yeah, let's put that on the.
That's what I do on WWE 2K. I actually make belts.
I can talk about belts, man. I've got some like weird ones that are my favorite, so that'd be a fun one to do.
Yeah, for sure. I'd like to do that.
But,
well, there you go. That's
overall. I think Mania this year is going to be fun. I think it's going to be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. This is one of my favorite weeks.
It kicks off Friday with Hall of Fame, correct?
Yeah. This is one of my favorite.
Hall of Fame for the first time in a while because of the Undertaker.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite weeks because I pretty much watch like all the WWE stuff. I watch. Raw, NXT, NXT UK, like SmackDown, NXT.
You come one with your inner child this week. That's what happened.
Hells yeah, dude.
Yeah. Because after Mania, we're like, man, we're back on the NXT, or we're back on the Impact train, or we're back on the EW train.
Yeah.
Next week, or 2 weeks from now, we'll go back to the more like the smaller, less appreciated stuff. But see, I like that we cover that stuff because they don't get covered enough, I think. Like Raw and SmackDown get covered, and even Dynamite to a degree, but Impact 2.0 UK, these things don't get talked about as much as they should.
That is exactly why I brought the coach on, because that's been my thing for the longest time. Like people shit on NXT for no reason, and of course it's getting shit on again because they had a rocky start with 2.0, and now people are thinking like they're back on the hate NXT
I just don't like
bandwagon.
that logo. Logo's weird for 2.0, but
And
I love the logo, but I also love.
I think that it's been killer. I think this shit's been killer on there.
I think the one reason why I like Mania Week 2 is also not just the big guys. The little guys have pretty big shows. Like down there, wrestling shows right now. WrestleCon was, I don't know if they're having that down there right now, but that was always a big thing too during WrestleMania. Like it's pretty cool, and it sometimes overshadows. And I hate to say that sometimes with the Mania sucks. There were some times that WrestleCon actually overshadowed WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? Which was,
not to take away shine from Mania, but there's definitely some independent matches happening. I'm looking forward to
the
for
indie
sure.
Stuff always great, and if they're if you're in the area in Texas, go see it. And if you have access to anything on streaming, watch it.
Isn't GCW running the show down there right now?
They're doing a whole collective of shows.
Yeah.
I've got a few
around spring break. Pardon. Yeah.
And I've got a few pals that work Mania Week, like those shows and stuff. So like I always tell people, just support wrestling and as much as you can in any way, shape, or form. Yeah. You want more wrestling, you got to support it. That's basically what it boils down to.
Amen.
Go ahead, dude. Close us out, brother.
Yeah.
Well, man, that's been the Duke's Dive this week. I thank you guys for watching. This has been our WrestleMania week. I don't have anything to plug, particularly this week. If you guys have anything to plug, go ahead and plug away.
Plug away.
Yeah. I don't have any. I mean, I have nothing coming up like right now. But just my social medias: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. The Sean Calvin. Follow the Backbreakers Twitter at Backbreakers Ent, and the Backbreakers Instagram at Backbreakers Entertainment. Their Facebook is Backbreakers Entertainment. Keep an eye on there because the YouTube project that I've been working on with M3 Mike Mitchell and Brad DeMeo will be debuting in the next few weeks. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and those matches on there have been booked by yours truly. So and I wrestle. Little preview. I wrestle Travis Dorian in a match. Where if I win, my prize is a rotisserie chicken, and I'm just going to leave it at that.
I have a Travis Dorian best of tape.
That's a good prize.
Rotisserie chicken. I love Travis. Travis is one of my favorite people. Even though, like, when he clotheslined me, he nailed the shit out of me. I still love him. But that's all I got. So.
Yeah, for me, it's always the same. Wicked Turtle, do everything Wicked Turtle, man. You just check out our link tree. That's going to be in the description of this video. That'll take you to all our links and stuff right there.
I'm piggyback on that, and I'm going to say that of course, tomorrow we are going to be filming.
Yeah,
the Batman.
He's marking so hard for Batman right now.
Yeah.
My wife even said, she goes, "What is with the Duke and Batman right now?" I was like, "Yeah, he just watched it. He's excited." He probably got his Batman skivvies on.
I do. I don't have I know there's Spider-Man skivvies, but yeah. I digress.
Yeah, I just say if you want to see some of the stuff that I do on Instagram, one and only Penguin. I actually do a lot of. I'm more active on that than anything. I take pictures of food. I'm that guy. But yeah, because I'm a cook. That's what I do.
Hells yeah.
But like I said. Wicked Turtle, everything Wicked Turtle. Also RAZE. I have to mention RAZE, which is delicious. This isn't RAZE, by the way, but when we do have RAZE, it's a delicious drink. There you go. The Duke has his RAZE up. Mine are all in this nice little bag that I didn't feel like getting out. But yeah, there's all my stuff. So, but yeah, I say get some RAZE. Go on repsports.com. Order a nice 12-pack. It's delicious flavors. If you I tell the coach this too.
Yeah.
If you ever pick one up, it is way better than Bang, I think.
Yeah.
And definitely better than the Rock stupid energy drink that he has. That sucks.
Yeah, I've not heard anything good. Honestly.
I mean, the best one I've ever tried from that is probably the newest one. And that was Fruit Punch, and other than that, it was just completely gross.
Kind of hard to fuck up Fruit Punch.
But it's really good. It's actually really good tasting. They have not just energy drinks on there. They also have like you can make pancakes. They have pancake like mixes and mug cakes as the Dukes like to say.
Mug cakes.
So, yeah. So go on there. You guys can get some products on there. If you do, use the code Wicked Turtle. Saves 15% off your order. So
yeah,
that's that for me.
All right.
That's the end of the program, everybody. Thank you for watching.
Bye, everybody.